Folks, friends, family, hey, it's the 25th of April. Man, time flies, doesn't it? Tuesday morning, cheers. It's been busy. I like it. I forgot to mention yesterday. Yes, I'm all about The Muse by myself, Blake DeForest and Cubby Phillips. I'm all about this right now. This is a big focus of what I'm doing right now. I forgot to mention that yesterday that Martin Archer of Discus Music is going to help me with some distribution in the UK and Europe. I appreciate the respectful way that Martin has approached this, which is, well, Discus is about what he does and what he plays on. And so it won't be directly through Discus, but he's helping to set me up with a distributor out of Berlin. Okay? And so on the next shipment of 100 discs, a small portion, about 20, will go to Martin, who will then get them to the distributor in Berlin. On my Bandcamp page, Martin will help me set up how folks can order through the Bandcamp page, but the order goes to Berlin, and you only have to pay European postage to get the CD. Now, I imagine that this might run me at a loss on the CDs in Europe. And for this one time, that's fine, because I would like for people to own a copy of this. You folks that would like a physical copy of this, I'd like you to have it. This really turned out nice. Yeah, I enjoy opening it up and looking at it. I enjoy very much this picture of the band, on the disc. So that's more good news regarding The Muse. And if you would, folks, when you get your copies, I hope people in Omaha and in the Nebraska area may receive their CDs as soon as today. See that lamp? It's like it's gonna mess with me right away because folks in Omaha might receive their copies today. And also, I'm really pleased to see that people who are buying my music are not all concentrated in one part of the country or the world. Literally, that list of CDs that I mailed out encompasses the whole United States, every part. Pretty cool. Pretty damned cool, huh? So, to just be honest about what got played yesterday, and then maybe I'll do a poll. I listened to some Miles Davis, the Bootleg Series, Volume 7. That's what happened. I love Electric Miles. And I also love how he was, I like that white vinyl too. He was cool with doing hits. He was cool with doing whatever he wanted to. He really liked that song Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. So he does it on here. Now, does he do anything special with it? No, not really. No, but I think it's just a real cool sign of respect that he even wanted to do the song and do it with his flavor. So there's that. Oh, I did receive, unexpectedly in the mail yesterday, another record by Ari Mundal. Remember I just showed him to you recently? It was a blind pull. I think he's from Norway. Don't let me assume. It sounds like a male name. These days, you just don't know. Which kind of tickles my old ass. This is the Kreis EP. This was released by him last year. And this comes in a limited edition of 100 copies. He sent me number 34 out of 100. Now, once again, this is dark. This is sound work on the industrial side. It's art. That's the main thing I can tell you that I appreciate about this. It's an art project, and everything about this is about this artistic vision, or this place where our Mundal's work comes from. This is a 12-inch 45, and the subject matter on here is a little not scatological, but necrophilia comes up. You know, I don't pay a lot of attention. You know, like when you use spoken word, of course, when spoken word is used, and especially when it first started in sampling in music, the use of spoken word and text taken out of things taken out of context, you would listen to see what they're talking about. So I paid attention for a second, because mostly, again, it's the total picture I'm mostly focused on. And then I noticed that there was some talk about necrophilia. Not upsetting to me. Probably when I was much younger, it would have been like, oh, you know, been through this already. What I can tell you, I want to say Mr. Mundal, I don't know why, but what I want to say is, I love how this is a total art package, and it's an art piece. Besides the record, there are several inserts in artistic. It appears that all this work is by R. Mundal. Telestrian Records. That's a cool label. A bit of an explanation about the record. This guy's got funding, that's for damn sure. It's like, this is not cheap to do. All this, the record and all of these inserts, must be nice. Look at this stuff. Kreis EP, Soundscapes by R. Mundal. So, I want to speculate. I want to speculate that either he is some kind of cult figure where everything he does sells and maintains him, or else he invests his own money to keep doing this. I don't know. Again, kind of dark, slightly sexual artwork. Does it go along with the sounds on the record? Yes, it does. Thanks for sending this, Arm. You know, I think part of why people send this to me is I have expressed that in the past I was into industrial music. I've actually worked with artists that are kind of on this side of things. For example, there's this fellow named Kommissar Hüller in Germany who contacted me years ago to do a collaboration, and most of his work with Mama Hüller, his main collaborator, it's all very pornographic. I was intrigued that he wanted me to do a soundscape for him, so I did. And we did a limited edition. There's only 9 copies of it, of the piece, where it's my sound work and his artwork, and it's all pornographic. I got 3 copies, and I sold 2 of them. I have one left, and it also had a piece of art that came with it, you know. Interesting. So I've done stuff like this, and apparently that's the part of the connection to this, and Third Foundation too. No, is it Fourth Dimension? See, I get things mixed up with my old ass. But I mentioned it before, but yesterday I did listen again to this recent release off of Discus. After interacting with Martin, you know, it kind of brought it fresh up. Shiver meets Matthew Bourne. This is a 40-minute piece of improvisation that is mostly interesting. It did get to a part where it was like I started to lose interest, okay? But again, this is a just like when you're doing stuff like this, you get caught up in it and you just go where it takes you. And in that sense, as a listener, this can be very, this is one piece, functional, 42 minutes and 13 seconds. You never know what might happen when you take the whole journey. So I did that, and it was pretty cool. It was. Excuse me. Once again, because I'm so psyched about the Muse, when you receive your copy, I would love to hear your thoughts. If you do a review, or if you just want to leave me a comment on the latest video that I download, I'd love to know, because what I did once again last night, I gave it a sleepy time spin, and it's like, it's really good. It's one of my favorite new recordings, and we did it. It's like, that's the other thing that's kind of blowing me away. It's like, I really like music. I like listening to music. I like listening to new music, and this is one of the best new things I've heard. Let's get your feedback. Someone asked me about the young artist Yaeji, Yaeji. Yeah, I've checked her out. First caught my attention a couple years ago with a video of hers. I liked the video, like she was caught up in a video game. But I noticed the track is like, ooh, this is creative. I'm not at the point where it's like I'm gonna be buying Yaeji, but as far as it goes with young, new artists, she caught my attention. She's good. Yeah, she is good. I want to share that I have read some articles in the recent past in the music press where there's a bit of a buzz about how the next big thing musically, money-making, will be coming out of Africa. And, I think there's something to that. There's some recent stuff I haven't bought, mainly because I don't see it in Omaha, but I've checked out some things online that are coming out of Africa that I really like. Ekiti Sound. It's a new single with a really cool video. Ekiti Sound. Chairman painting Auntie Razor. I'll write these in the description box if you can't understand my pronunciation. Another label. Let me get this together. I gotta turn this down, but it's a label. Let me see if it comes up here. Tapes, some kind of tapes. It's the label that brought us Duma. Have you heard of Duma? I think that stands for Panther or Cougar. But here's another artist I'm looking at. And this is very psychedelic. Metal Prayers. Metal Prayers. Psychedelic as hell. It's a label. Let me see if I can just find it here. Well, what I'm trying to say though is that as I check out new stuff, Nege tapes. I'm digging that. There's another woman. Let's see if I can find her. Charlotte Adigiri and Balas Pupol. I've been checking her out. She's pretty good. So I try to stay up on what's going on in the world of music, pop and otherwise. And some of this new stuff coming out of Africa is pretty cool. And the rhythms. So I'm already inspired. I have 2 new tracks where I specifically do African-based polyrhythms, thinking I was, for a long time, thought maybe I couldn't do it, but I can. That's some music for you. Yeah, everything else here I've shown. So bear with me, folks, that, at the moment, the big thing happening with me is my own music. So I'm just really, really looking forward to hearing more of what you all think about the Muse. Very happy with it. Also happy to tell you that the material that makes up the Muse is not all new. There's several things on here that have been in my vaults for several years, and finally I got these guys to play on them, interact with them. I have enough material to do the Muse Part 2 when the time comes. I already have a body of work to get a second part of what this album is like started. But it's just a thought right now. But I just said to myself, yeah, I can. The Muse could be a two-parter easily. What's going on, Stephanie? Kareem, are you watching this? What's going on? Only other thing I'll say is just I've been missing my brother. Just there'll be times when it's just really I just miss him, and I'm getting okay, good. So let me share this. A few weeks back, several weeks back, I bought this album, and Homer's hasn't gotten another copy of it in yet, so I'm stuck with this for now. Space, Energy, and Light. A couple sides of this. There's it's like it's not a good cut. It's like it's noisy. There's surface noise. So I told them I want a decent copy. They haven't been able to get one. So I'm kind of stuck with this for now. It's a pretty yellow. But just now I got a message from a Clive Littlewood, who I've never met. But he had a label a while back. I'm not going to be able to find it right quick. But Clive Littlewood's label put out some electronic music on limited edition cassette, and one of those ended up on this album. So I haven't met him, but every now and then he'll just message me stuff. And until I made the connection, I was kind of like, well, who is this? Because he would send me links to stuff, like merchandise. It's like, what? So then he finally made the connection. Oh, this is stuff that you've done. These are people you're connected with. Okay, thank you. Okay. So once again, I'm going to say it again. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Muse once you get your copy, okay? Dave Newhouse, if you happen to see this, I haven't forgot about the piece that you contributed to for my next album, which kind of got put on the back burner once the Muse took off. Those tracks are still in lieu, and that's still up for completion. And the idea of using some of your artwork, possibly for a cover, is still on the table too, if you happen to see this, Dave, because I haven't talked to you in a while. Okay, everyone. Be well. Take care, y'all.